few moments later.
Fall back, man! Fall back!
Oddball, here's a dear guy marching down through Rochester, off from the wars in the North Country. And he sang as he marched through the crowded streets of Rochester. Be a soldier for Marlborough and me. Oh, be a soldier, oh, be a soldier, oh, be a soldier for Marlborough and me. And he sang as he marched through the crowded streets of Rochester. Oh, be a soldier for
Hey, guess what? I hit what I was aiming at. Well, hello everybody out there. Welcome to another episode of the Weapons of the 18th Century. You are watching the 11 Bang Bang channel. I'm your host, Ethan Woods, and today we're talking about a gun we've already done a review on. However, it was a long time ago and it didn't look very good. And it was before we got things like cool foxtails to put in our hats. But anyhow, this is the Military Heritage Heavy Dragoon pistol. It's based off of the old land pattern pistol that the British used back in the early 18th century. This is a 62 caliber pistol. We're shooting 60 caliber round ball out of it, and today we're shooting about 65 grains powder. These are very tight when you do it like that. I almost should probably be shooting like 58s out of this thing. Of course, it probably didn't help that we also rushed our paper cartridges too this afternoon. All right, so this is the Dragoon pistol, and I'm gonna go ahead and see if we can't hit anything with it. It does not have any sights, so you're literally just looking down the barrel. And no, I missed everything. Oh well, we'll keep trying. Maybe we'll hit something.
So before we get too much into the details of this particular pistol that we have here, I think it's important that we discuss the origins, the history, and the purpose of dragoons on the battlefield in the 18th century and the centuries prior to this, to better explain what this pistol was actually used for. So the idea of the dragoon came around in the late 16th century when somebody thought to themselves, having guys with muskets on the ground is really nice, but could you imagine if you put them on horseback with smaller muskets? That would be even more macaroni. So that's what they did. They formed the very first dragoons. They were called this because of the guns that they carried were called dragon pistols. They basically were little blunderbuss handguns, and so therefore dragoon came out of that. Now the job of the dragoons, they were mounted infantry. They would ride to a point where they had an advantage over the enemy. They would then dismount, engage the enemy as standard infantrymen. They were very good for securing important points for the line infantry to set up fighting positions at, basically. They were very good at securing hilltops, ridge lines, walls, and towns. They were also very good for whenever the enemy started to rout, they would then chase the rout to make sure that they didn't try to regroup and fight again. But by the time we get to the 18th century, battlefield tactics have changed a little bit, and the dragoons are actually now firing from horseback.
We're holding the Old North Bridge.
We see this happen during the War of Spanish Succession at the Battle of Blenheim with Marlborough's dragoons. They do it, and it also happens in 1745 during the Jacobite Rebellion at the Battle of Culloden. But I think it's here that we should start talking about the history of the pistol that we have in front of us. Let's start out with the main important thing. What is the actual name of this gun? Well, it actually goes by several, but the official name of the gun is the land pattern pistol, to go along with the land pattern musket. Its design actually comes from Prussia, where it was based off of the Prussian 1731 model pistol that had replaced their 1727 pistol, which was kind of front heavy and hard to shoot off horseback. So the Prussians designed the 1731 model, and the British liked it so much they basically copied it. This is a 60 caliber, or some of the early models could be 71 caliber handgun. They are hand cannons. They were also referred to at the time as horse pistols. Now, that wasn't because of what people think of in the 19th century a horse pistol is, where they say one shot could kill a horse. No, they were called horse pistols because they were meant to be fired from horseback. Another name that the 1733 land pattern pistol, because that is when it comes about, is 1733. Another name it has is the tower pistol. This is because of the tower name on the lock. And then some people just referred to it as a horse pistol or as a dragoon pistol. Now, the people who called them dragoon pistols later started calling them heavy dragoons because of the invention of its replacement, the light dragoon pistol, which came around in the 1760s. However, I think it's important that we talk about the most important battle that this dragoon, tower, land pattern pistol, whatever you want to call it, was used at. The true claim to fame of this pistol came during the War of Austrian Succession, when British dragoon regiments such as the Royal Dragoons, the King's Dragoons, and the Royal Scots Greys saw service at the battles of Dennington and Fontenoy. At the victory at Dennington, the dragoons are noted as firing a volley from their pistols to check a charge by French cavalry. The defeat at Rochelle in 1746 and at Lafelde in 1747 could have turned into disasters if it were not for the heroic actions of the British dragoons, which held off the French while the army retreated. Now, I did mention that these were used at the Battle of Culloden, where British dragoons, after their little embarrassment at Preston Pans, had decided that they really didn't want to get beat like that again. So when the Jacobite charge had broke through 2 lines of infantry and were on the 3rd one, whittling away at it, British dragoons flanked in from both sides in a pincer movement and crushed the Jacobite army that away. So yes, dragoons are very, very, very important on the battlefield in the 18th century.
I was just bragging about how good this gun was running. Did I hit him? All right, so just so you know, Indian-made ramrods broke. Well, guys, that's about all we got for today. So, as always, thank you for watching. Trust in God. And keep your powder dry. Bye.